Action.
Here we go. Rourke, I think Elysian is advantage in this matchup. Doc says she really thinks that Elysian is advantage. And so I'll take her word for it because she's the master of this deck, if anyone is.
Absolutely.
Looking at this opening hand from Yoda, this one's marginal. Like, this is what I really dislike about the Elysian deck. Sometimes you just get hands with no units. And this hand, similarly, also doesn't really do much of anything because it only has a Giral to really play early. And if you play out a Giral before your 6th Primal, you so badly run the risk of just getting it torched.
All right, well, we are off. They both mulligan. They're keeping these hands. Yoda's hand with that Learned Imitator, that Giral, and the Primal Etchings. And then up at the top of your screen, we've got Power Cell, Malaga Amphitheater, Blazing Salvo, second copy of Malaga Amphitheater, and Auto Tread. So, and they're going to play out a Power Cell here. So, Ilya, you mentioned the combo. What starting hand is HowdyDo looking for? What are the pieces that HowdyDo is looking to win this game as fast as possible?
I mean, you're not trying to, just mulligan for the combo because that's 3 separate cards. You don't have any card selection. You don't have any, any real dedicated card draw. So you're just looking for a good proactive aggro plan. And HowdyDo has that. They have the 2-drop into the Amphitheater that's going to absolutely devastate Yoda's hand, I think, by effectively discarding this Learned Imitator. Nobody ever plays the Giral anyway, so who cares?
Right.
And
they
Giral
do. Although a key answer there for Yoda having that key answer, that snowball on that auto tread on turn 2, that's one of the best answers to auto tread in the game, is just having basically a free snowball taking care of it thanks to that Jotun hurler. Didn't even cost you a card to get rid of an auto tread there. Is pretty good. But yeah, that Amphitheater going to come down. HowdyDo going to be able to attack in for 3 damage, get some power back, and like you said, take that Learned Imitator out of there.
Right. So, one of the so-called stealth buffs from the Torch nerf is that there's no more pause, so you can't tell if your opponent actually has it. But Yoda is going to, get courageous or maybe just get desperate and deploy this 1/3 Giral.
It does allow them to use the Primal Etching, so yeah, going to play out the naked 1/3 Giral, but it does allow them to go Primal Etchings, go to the market, and grab Lightning Storm from the market.
Right, so HowdyDo, we'll have to see if they actually hit something good, and missing that second Primal Influence for that Throne Room. And this is why the Barbarian Camp list didn't play any copies of Throne Room, or HowdyDo also runs a couple of Crafty Occultists. Really ambitious on the influence there, because 1/1/1 is much easier than 1/1/2. Because if you actually want to hit double influence on turn 3, if I recall correctly, you need 20 sources in your deck. So considering an aggro deck is running the base 25 power, 80% of the influence needs to produce Primal in order to have a 90% chance of casting Throne Room on curve. So as we can see, HowdyDo's ambitious influence not working out for them.
Yeah, we can see that. You're right. Thank you so much, Avion, for the Prime sub, the 4-month subscription. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. And we're going to see a Blazing Salvo to hit that Giral down to 1, followed up with a Seer. So essentially 2 for 1ing himself, but getting rid of that Giral may be that important. But yeah, going to basically spend 2 cards to get rid of that Giral. But that Giral is off the board, and Yoda down to basically no gas in hand. They went to the market, they got that Lightning Storm. They drew a Strategize here. You've got that 3/3 Jotun Hurler, but that's not really a huge threat. So Yoda really going to have to draw some things here if they want to keep this game. Well, talk about drawing things. How about a Wump and Mizo and a market here?
Right. you called for drawing things, but I think Yoda has to lightning storm away that power cell first because
Yeah.
you don't want to wait another 2 turns and take 6 more damage potentially from from power cell. Uh, but Yoda decides to. Oh, this is not going to be pleasant. Uh, as this Amaran Stinger is about to come down, plant. Oh, luckily, nope. Wait, what?
So the
We just
snowball off of the Wumpa Mizo is going to pop the face Aegis, and then
right.
we've got the Amaran Stinger with the infiltrate, which could be pretty nice.
This is not going to be pleasant. Take 5, and then you still can't lightning storm if you want to keep your Wumpin Mizo alive.
Right.
So Yoda, how do you do? Just not swinging with wants to protect their amphitheater.
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
protect the amphitheater so that Wumpa Mizo can't just get a free kill on it. But the trap cards are in the deck, so we'll see if Yoda activates HowdyDo's trap cards, because there's a
Wow,
bunch of
wow.
Scorpion traps in the deck now. And this deck does like to draw cards, but here comes that Lightning Storm. That's
Oh
gonna take care of
no.
the Power Cell and the Wumpa Mizo. That is an
Oh no, no,
expensive
no,
removal
no.
spell.
Oh gosh, no. All you had to do was untap.
Ooh.
No, it was going to be another turn cycle.
Another turn
But
cycle, yeah. But yeah, that was aggressive. But Yoda gonna trade a Wumpin Mizo. So both players have 2-for-1 themselves. And we'll see here. Now the 2-3. But that sight's gonna go off. And here comes the Diogo Malaga. That's hit the board. That's gonna be trouble for Yoda as well.
oh, and how do you do? Just picked up their second primal influence, so they can just slam the throne room too.
Yeah, they can.
Both of these attacks are free because the Gen of Merchant only has 2 attack,
Yep.
and both these units have at least 3 health. So
That's right.
I
Free
would slam
attack
throne
either way.
room.
HowdyDo's looking in good
I,
position here.
yeah,
Yoda
like
does have
that.
a Helio in hand, can draw 3 cards next turn, but that's not really the problem right now. And they actually have the second amphitheater coming down, so HowdyDo gonna keep the foot on the gas, keep that pressure going. That slow's just gonna pop the face Aegis, so no damage done for that spell, but HowdyDo gonna attack here. Looks like they're gonna keep the Stinger back just to play some defense, but do some damage with the Diogo
Right.
here. I think not playing the throne room post combat's interesting. That was probably just a mistake there, but I'm gonna play that throne room afterwards. And now there comes that trap card. You've activated my trap card, Scorpion Trap. Here comes a 1/1 Deadly Scorpion. That'll play some defense as well. That'll protect the site. But Yoda now has a flyer, but I'm not sure HowdyDo really cares that much at this point.
Yep. That lightning storming that Wumpin Miso, I can't get over that. Especially because the decision was the same beforehand to
Something that probably didn't come into that thought process necessarily, but would be nice to have, is those snowballs, those free snowballs you get off that Wumpin Mizo every turn. Would have been nice. Now, you knew that HowdyDo had a Stinger. Turns out the free snowballs work pretty well against 1/1 Deadly Scorpions. So that Wumpin Mizo is really important there.
Right, that lightning storm had to come out before the Wumpin Mizo.
No, you can still learn Imitator of Wumpin Mizo, right?
Yeah.
So you can make another one.
That is true. That is true. That's definitely true.
That might be the play here. Could also play another Helio, right? But
that's true. No, there's no other Helio.
Oh,
the Helio is a market copy.
Oh, that's the market copy. Okay, then never mind. You cannot do that. Just a blazing salvo in hand for HowdyDo, but still playing it pretty cautiously, just attacking with the Diogo. Trap number 2 goes off. Let's get another. Trap number 3 goes off. Let's get 2 more Scorpions.
That's so. See, Amaran Stinger is like Yasuo in League of Legends, in that your Amaran Stinger will put them all the way, as far down as she can, and your opponent's Amaran Stinger will always, put them close to the top. So whenever there's an Amaran Stinger in the game, there's going to be some frustration. Indeed. Is the way I see it.
And if there's any silver lining here, well, no, we've got the blazing salvo. was going to say, if there's any silver lining, Yoda's going to be able to take out this site, but HowdyDo does have the Blazing Salvo if they want to keep it alive. And as we said, that Learned Imitator is going to become a Wump and Mizo, so we'll get to start firing off some snowballs in this next turn. But Yoda's already at 9. Now, HowdyDo has played pretty cautiously, but this game could end here soon. I wonder if HowdyDo just lets this Amphitheater go and then uses the Blazing Salvo on the Wump and Mizo. Seems like that's a bigger threat than the Helio.
Absolutely. So, a pretty clutch play there. Seeing what the market will bring.
But you can't let that happen, though. HowdyDo needed to fire that off at the end of turn because this Wump and Mizo... Yeah, it's going to flip now because that was the 4th snowball. So Wump and Mizo now a 6/6 endurance, firing off potentially 2 snowballs a turn. And that's going to make this a little tougher. HowdyDo now with no good attack. Went from having really good attacks across the board to having no good attacks and now losing stingers. Yoda only at 8, but let's see if this turns around because now Yoda's got a fully active Giral and a fully active Wump and Mizo. Party pair.
So one thing to note is that it isn't Wump and Mizo that needs to swing for Party Pair to actually throw a snowball.
Right.
It's any attack. So Helio is going to, get a free kill on one of these Scorpions, and
that's right.
Yeah. So
any attack. So Yoda can keep this Wump and Mizo safe and still pick off these Scorpions.
Yep.
All right, Blazing Salvo. What is in the market? We got Accelerated Evolution, Backlash, Sight Slash. None of that's really going to help here. I mean, it's better than a Power, I guess, so you can get one of those. Accelerated Evolution, it looks like. That's probably the best option there. Accelerated Evolution is 2 Power, Echo, give a unit +1/+1, and then your choice of Flying or Endurance. So HowdyDo could make a couple of these units flying. That's actually relatively decent here. You can do 5, 6, 7 damage in the air.
That's a lot of damage incoming.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I forgot that this Helio was gone.
Yep, you have to negate it.
Yeah. So gonna negate the first one. Second one's gonna come through. This is still gonna deal 4 damage here, and that's gonna put Yoda on a 1-turn clock with no answer to Diogo.
Right. Well, time to peel. Time to peel it crazy.
Let's do it. We're gonna take out one of the Scorpions first. Pop the Face Aegis. Now we got to strategize to find something. Well, Accelerated Evolution. There's one. Okay, what a hit!
The one of Accelerated Evolution. One good evolution deserves another.
What a hit! Now, since the Wump and Mizo already has Endurance, you can give that flying, and then it can block. On the other turn, you can give your Giral flying or Endurance if you want an extra blocker there. Whoa, that's pretty good.
So, I am liking Endurance on the...
What?
Whoa!
What happened to the first one?
Double on the Wump and Mizo. I disagree with that.
All right.
I disagree with that so much.
Double on the Wump and Mizo, but let's see. This is going to push through some damage. This is going to be 6, 7, 8. So this is... have to chump block here. Can't chump block that way either. Is this just lethal even if they block the Giral? Might be. Yeah. That may have been game either way. Look at that.
Yep.
And then a second attack with the snowball too. That may have been lethal regardless. What a draw. Yep. What a top deck by Yoda. Incredible top deck there.
Did it even... Yeah, it actually mattered. The additional 2 damage actually mattered.
Yeah, it sure did. Prakalakin, thank you so much for the sub. 4 months in a row. We really appreciate the support. Thank you, everyone, for your subs tonight. Awesome support. Awesome subs.
Yes, it is me commentating.
That's right, Breaker. Ilya is commentating. It's been a while, but Ilya is back in the booth, and we are so pumped to have him. One of my favorite commenters to have on. You have such a deep knowledge of the game. We really appreciate your support of the community.
Oh, my pleasure. But let's take a look at Yoda's market. So I am going to have a little bit of critique here, namely with that Vengeful Flight, because one of the most powerful things this deck can do in a longer game, it's a rare situation, but if you resolve a Helio and your opponent just says, well, it's a 2/2 flyer, who cares now? mirror image the Helio, and oh my gosh, that's a lot of cards.
Mm-hmm.
But last game was both players could have played it tighter because I think there were unforced errors on both sides. Like, look, I'm not down there. I went 15-13 in this last open, so look who's talking. But you know, there are definitely some things that I would have liked back. But hey, they're the ones playing. So less commentary from the peanut gallery.
Alrighty. Well, I apologize everybody for forgetting about the prediction. That kind of caught me by surprise there. Totally forgot. It's been a couple weeks. I kind of forgot about it, but here we are. I'm gonna do this little bit of a cheating on the prediction, but I'll give everybody a couple minutes to put in their votes on that, and we'll see if Yoda can win out game 2 here and take it 2-0. But it looks like our players are just about ready to go. So let's head back in to game 2 of Yoda versus HowdyDo. Let's work out the rust a little bit here on that one. And let's head back down to the action. So getting a keep here for both players. Yoda keeping a hand of Wump and Mizo, Dazzle, Equivocate. HowdyDo on the other side of things. We've got a Stinger, Throne Room, D'Angelo, Houndmaster, Torch, and Power Cell. So pretty decent hand for both players. Do we have a turn 2 Wump? We do not have a turn 2 Wump, but that's okay.
Whoa. So if I'm HowdyDo, I toss that hand back. You have two depleted power.
Yeah.
And only one. No, you do have the Power Cell. As a legitimate 2-drop, because running out Houndmaster is your first unit. Ooh, that's just asking for it. But there is the Torch.
Second depleted power is going to make that slow. Thankfully, HowdyDo did draw a third power. And here comes Master Conjurer. That was a good draw for Yoda. Yoda has a really nice hand. The only thing you could ask better for would be a 2-drop on turn 2. But got a Wump, got a Master Conjurer, 2 Equivocates, and a Dazzle to play, defend what you got out there. So I love Yoda's hand. HowdyDo is going to need some help here.
Quite possibly. However, the Dazzles cannot negate Torch.
That's
and
true.
They negate Blazing Salvo, so Yoda needs to find some of those pauses for reflection, or this Wump is not long for this world. Furthermore, the decay on the Power Cell means that no attacking for this Master Conjurer unless...
We're going to Power Burst into a Prowling Emerald here as well.
Ooh, that's... Oof. So this is a pretty nasty draw, honestly, because Master Conjurer can't really block either of these things. Well, she can bounce the Emerald one turn, but you cannot bounce Decay units because you really lose out in that trade. So I think the play here has to be okay. So
play out that Wump and Mizo, keep up Dazzle, but as you mentioned, Dazzle is got things that cost 2 or more, so not going to be able to stop this Torch. It's not the days of old where Torch would dominate every format, but yeah, it's pretty good here.
To be fair, Dazzle is absolutely atrocious in this matchup until HowdyDo goes to the market.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is I don't think there's a single piece of interaction that costs 2 or more in HowdyDo's deck. At least in the main.
Interesting. We're going to snowball the Master Conjurer here.
Yes, because that allows the Amarok to get a clean hit for 4 in.
Okay.
Because we're going to see this Torch kill the Wump, and then both units are going to swing in. The Amarok is going to grow to a 4-2.
Make it a 4-2. Okay, I like that.
Conjurer cannot bounce. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So that's actually, rather you get 1 damage if you go face, but by putting it on the Conjurer, you get through for more damage.
So now the question is, do you play a 3-drop? Do you play the Aurelian Supplier here, or do you go for the Torch into the Houndmaster? If I were in HowdyDo's shoes, I see the Wump and Mizo. I kill that thing on sight.
Agreed.
If that thing flips, I lose the game. So I think HowdyDo's hand is forced here. Torch that thing, and then use your power, because you haven't seen the Jotun Hurler. So
I agree with you. I don't know. I've never worn HowdyDo shoes, but I do agree with that. And yeah, HowdyDo's going to agree as well. Let's torch that Wump. You got to get it out of there when you can. You don't want that Wump to go crazy. We saw that last game as well. Like you said, going to take that out. Going to get 2 attacks. The Prowler is going to go up to a 4-2. No good blocks for Yoda. But let's do an Equivocate. We're going to hit that Power Cell here. TCG Cthulhu, thank you so much for the sub. We really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the tournament series. Great to see you. Looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. We'll be talking about that between the rounds. But thanks for the sub.
So that Equivocate, not exactly a bad hit. With the Rebel Sharpshooter, but I don't think HowdyDo plays any weapons for her. So in that case, not exactly the card you want. But she is an aggro card, just not the aggro card you want without building for her. So Yoda gonna deploy this Geralt. The question is, do you swing with a Conjurer? I think you have to.
I think you do. You really want to get that Primal up.
Yes. So again, Yoda, not taking the line I would have gone for, because ultimately both of these, HowdyDo has a free attack right now because of the Valor on Houndmaster. So at best, Yoda can bounce it with the Conjurer if they're not afraid of a follow-up Torch or a Blazing Salvo.
Right.
If they are, this attack is, I don't want to say it's completely free because you can still double block the Amarok.
But it's pretty good though. It's still a pretty good attack. Gonna start out with slow here off of the Malaga Amphitheater. So HowdyDo valuing the play off of the Amphitheater. Dark Hands, thank you so much for the subscription with Prime, that free Amazon Prime sub. We really appreciate it. Thank you everybody for supporting TNE. We really appreciate it. We had such a great spring season. I hope everyone enjoyed it and looking to run it back for the summer season here. This is going to be exciting. I'm so glad we got to send somebody to the World Championships. That's so awesome.
Yep. So Yoda actually going to let this slow go instead of responding with the Equivocate on the Houndmaster. I am not sure that's the correct play, but I can see the reasoning that you might want to, have a better target or.
All right, we're going to double the cost of the Geralt in hand, so that's going to put Geralt up to 4. This isn't great for Yoda with that Amphitheater out and these units attacking and casting that slow, but thankfully you had a pretty cheap hand. That slow could have been a lot worse. Knocking your Geralt from 2 to 4 isn't the end of the world.
Right. So Yoda going to go for some blocks and is going to see, hey, this thing has Valor, so I can't put the Geralt in front of it.
Yeah, that's going to be awkward, but going to get that block on there. But yeah, that Prowler's up to a 6-2 now. Power boost up to 3. And here comes that Aurelian Supplier. 2-2 with charge. Summon if the enemy player has more cards in their hand than you. Draw a card. If they have fewer units than you, draw a card. So we're going to draw some cards there for HowdyDo. And then a post-combat Equivocate to get rid of that and turn it into a Storm Mage. A 2-power 0-5 with Flying Aegis and Ambush.
Yeah, so now I think we're starting to see, some of these previous decisions coming back to bite Yoda in a way, because they're still at 4 primal influence.
Well, here we go. So we're going to proactively use the Dazzle, which is going to stun the Aurelian Supplier, and that's going to allow the Conjurer to attack in to get that 5 primal, to get the 5th primal, and it will also take care of the Sight. So a little late, but got the attack in there, but still only at 5 primal. Yoda really wants to hit that 6th primal, which will turn
the
on...
Plunder.
Yeah,
the Plunder on the Treasure Trove badly missing there. And, there's a top deck Torch. Yoda's not going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, if you plunder away a factionless card, it gives you one of your random factions. So getting that treasure trove is actually just going to be one or the other. Your 50% shot. Unfortunately, Yoda missed. Big attack here for HowdyDo. That Amarok is up to 8 power. Going to knock Yoda down to 4 and put a bunch of Scorpion traps in thanks to the Stinger. Well, here's Primal Sigil. That's going to be number 6. Only one spell in hand. You can play Giral plus that, but you could get something off of Strategize.
And there's an easy bottom.
There you go. Easy bottom. Let's get rid of that Scorpion Trap. Although, does this cast? Does it give you... Oh, you got a Silex anyway, so no.
No, only when you discard it or draw it. But when you bottom it, it does not cast.
No, sorry, I was saying for to trigger the Master Conjurer. No, is it worth getting a free 4/4 to give them a?
No, absolutely not. No, not in this.
Especially not when you drew a Silex and you get a free treasure trove. That's a little bit better. I think you drawing a card is a little bit better than your opponent getting a 1/1, but not going to do that. Going to go with the 3/5 Giral instead of the 4/4 plus a card. I could see that. It kind of hurts. It kind of hurts because you really reduce your chances of getting it next turn. You already used one spell. Right. Now you have to top deck a spell to make it work.
Right. By the way, just a bit of scorekeeping. That Amarok dealt 18 damage.
18 damage. That is huge. And I misspoke last turn, Ilya. I'm sorry. Yoda, of course, had already played out the Primal Sigil. That's how they got to 6. So of course they couldn't play the Silex anyway. So my mistake, chat. Missed that one, but yeah, this Prowler has been incredible this game, and it's 2 health. It's at 2 health, and it's done 18 damage.
Yep.
Crazy. All right, here comes the power cell for HowdyDo. Sodi's Spell Shaper in hand for HowdyDo as well, but just gonna go wide. No attacks yet. Gonna give Yoda an opening here. If Yoda is able to Silex Treasure Trove into a spell, that's gonna be really good.
Yoda has to go for it, I think. Like,
absolutely.
Time is really running out. Because oh my gosh, there's a Spell Shaper coming down next turn. I think it's lethal next turn if a Storm Dancer doesn't come out right now. And a miss. Okay, so what are we hoping for? I think we have to make one Berserk attack with the Giral, with one Giral, hope to top deck Primal Etchings, grab Lightning Storm, and
I think you have to attack. Well, Yoda's seeing it too. I think if you play defense, you're just dead. So I think we have to attack here and try to hit a spell.
Yep. Yoda sees the line.
Master Conjurer not going to do it. And if HowdyDo wants to kill the Giral, they don't have to.
They don't have to.
You have to trade a unit to do it, but it stops a draw. And you can see that Yoda didn't draw a spell there. But I'm not sure if it's worth it because then you lose lethal on board, I think.
Right.
So going to give Yoda one more shot. It's a Genev Merchant. That's not going to be it. And that's just going to be lethal. I believe HowdyDo now has plenty to do here.
Yeah, I think it's lethal.
I think that's going to be... Plus, with the Sodi Spell Shaper in hand, that should be enough. A couple misses, big misses there on Yoda. And honestly, I think it goes back... It's so subtle, but I think you were right. Like 4 or 5 turns ago, not taking the free attack and being a turn short of that 6th Primal Influence. And then Yoda had 2 or 3 spells down to 1 and couldn't create any 4/4s. And then by the time Yoda got to the 6th Primal, didn't have the spells in hand. So... unfortunately, it didn't really work out there. And here we go. HowdyDo is going to attack in.
Yeah, that's completely lethal. 5 lethal attackers, where's one blocker? Pack it up.
That does it for sure. Attack in, and that's going to be it. Congratulations, HowdyDo, for taking game number 2 over Yoda. But it's a 3-game match. It's a best of 3, and they're going to tie it up at 1 game apiece. So let's switch over to HowdyDo's deck list here while we're waiting on that. I guess so being late on the prediction didn't actually matter here because who knows who's going to win this one. Could go either way.
If both players play well, I say Elysian should take it.
Okay.
But yeah, we're seeing some misses, from
which happens. Absolutely happens. Happens to the best of us.
It happens, but like Elysian at 100%, I would definitely give the edge.
Sure. All right, this is our final match, or our final match of the round. So let me read off some winners. Your winners, we've had 37 players here tonight, by the way, so pretty good turnout for our first one. But winners for round one are Derek Davis, Yurik Yu, Roshi, Mail, TCG Cthulhu, Arcade, Zio, Alex Fierro, Gato Sujo, Marvin the Imp, Apple Chip, Spifferific, Prakalak, and RNG, Old Rich, Dark Revenger, and WSG Ron. So congratulations. Glad to see some names in there. Gato Sujo of the Misplay podcast, I know, has been, commentating in the past and has wanted to play for a while, but the schedule didn't work out. But that's one of the benefits of the summer season, as I know some people's schedules open up and might be able to play in some of these events. So welcome to all the newcomers. Sure. I see a lot of new names on here, so welcome to the newcomers. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And yeah, play out your rounds, because now that the points have changed, you get 1 point for every match win. So if you're not feeling it, you're not there mentally, go ahead, pack it in. You don't have to play out your rounds. But hey, if you want to play some Eternal, you get points for every win. So you're 0-4. You go ahead and play that 5th round if you're up for it.
Yeah, it brings back good memories of RNG's ETS. RNG's actually playing in the successor to the ETS, which is wonderful. It's like invitational points. In a certain capacity, you either win a weekly and get to the invitational, or you just grind it out, get your invitational points, and get to the invitational, at the end of every season. For me, it was a formality back then, but hey, I enjoyed casting Throne, and that's the way it is right now. So I like this hand from Yoda.
Ooh, Yoda's gonna toss it back though. We're gonna keep Master Conjurer Strategize, Genev Merchant, Mandatory Retirement. On the other side of things, HowdyDo is gonna be on the play, and they've got Torch, Houndmaster, Auto Tread, and Grenadin Drone. That's an aggro fire hand if I've seen one. But we are getting started with this game 3. Off to the races. Yoda's gonna start and scout. See a second copy of Genev Merchant and says, "Get out of here! Get to the bottom of the deck." Sony Spell Shaper off the top for HowdyDo. That one's not getting cast anytime soon.
Ooh, so yeah, HowdyDo stuck on an influence, but hey, I'm a fire aggro deck. I came here to play one into 2 and smash your face. That's exactly what's gonna happen, because Yoda is on the draw. Nothing for turn 1. Turn 2 is gonna be a strategize.
Nothing for the first 2.
That's a lot of tempo loss.
Yeah, when you're facing down an aggro fire start and you go nothing turn 1, nothing turn 2, that's gonna be rough. Now they do have a big stop sign on turn 3 with either the Conjurer or the Merchant, but yeah, it's gonna be tough to play on the draw. No 1-drop, 2-drop.
Yep. So this Genev Merchant is coming down next turn. She is getting Lightning Storm. I'm not sure what she's putting back yet, but you cannot wait for that treasure trove. Slam that Jenny, get that Lightning Storm, and see what happens when the dust clears up, because you're under the gun.
Yeah, gonna have to. All right, HowdyDo gonna play their power, and let's see how wide HowdyDo wants to go, because got Auto Tread and Power Cell available. You just dump them both. It would be aggressive, but you could do it.
The question is, does HowdyDo feel desperate and say, I'm missing an influence, my opponent's got nothing, I need to jam before my lack of third influence catches up with me?
And you're right, open deck list. HowdyDo knows that Yoda has access to that Lightning Storm. So HowdyDo going to play out that, but not going to play out the Auto Tread. So going to play it just a little bit carefully here.
Yeah, got 2 or 3 pieces of the combo. Yep. So HowdyDo is in full-on Primal Influence and Amphitheater waiting room mode.
Absolutely.
So this absolutely must be
Lightning Storm. It has to be Lightning Storm, and it is Lightning Storm. Yoda gonna go grab that. HowdyDo. If you're looking at the deck list, you gotta assume that's what was got. But hey, Stinger's a good draw. If you think your opponent went Lightning Storm and you don't want to go wide on the board because of that Lightning Storm, drawing an Amaranth Stinger is a pretty good draw for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, slam the Amaranth Stinger and slam with your board, because you pretty much, like, the Angelo Houndmaster is a free attack. The Power Cell is almost a free attack, because it effectively trades the Genev Merchant, the Primal Etchings notwithstanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then if one of your Grendons dies, who cares? Because they went for your opponent went for Lightning Storm. It's open deck list. So Yoda has to take this block on the Amaranth Stinger. You don't want those Scorpions in your deck. Uh, Whoa!
Okay, instead, gonna take the Power Cell. That's gonna decay the Merchant down to an 0-1, and more importantly, it's gonna put a bunch of Scorpions into the top of the deck for Yoda. We have that Lightning Storm, though. I imagine we gotta take care of it here. Take care of those units. Primal Symbol, the draw. Gonna go with the Silex here. Treasure Trove it up. We've also got that Master Conjurer, but I mean, maybe Yoda's at 13.
Is this a forced retirement on the Amaranth Stinger?
It is a forced retirement into the Amaranth Stinger into a Lightning Storm, so that actually works. It's a little bit of a 2-for-1, but it gets rid of the Stinger. So, yeah, clear board for Yoda. It's stabilizing at 13. Let's see if there's anything else that can happen, but an Amphitheater going to hit here for HowdyDo.
The combo is ready and waiting in HowdyDo's hand. They have all three pieces. They just need the Primal Influence.
Yeah, I was going to say, they need Primal Influence, though, right? So can't do it quite yet.
Not yet, but Yoda, unbeknownst to them, is very much under the clock here. Because it's literally draw Primal Symbol, play Auto Tread, ping, get your power back, play Spell Shaper, win the game.
Obstructive Flicker, the draw. That can negate a spell, but can negate a Power Burst, but I don't think that really matters.
So, again, this Face Aegis might help temporarily.
Prowling Emerald the draw here, but notably still has that Primal Influence problem. HowdyDo not playing a Praxis deck, even though it might look like it. Gonna need some Primal Influence here to play out anything. Now, stuck with just the Auto Tread, the Torch, Power Burst. Probably not
and the
pulling
Daring
anything.
Maneuver has to be cast. Daring Maneuver has to be cast.
Yeah.
So even if HowdyDo wanted to somehow... No, it wouldn't have been possible.
I don't think it would have mattered either way, but yeah. But now Yoda gets to attack. That's going to be influence. Now Master Conjurer is turned on.
Get that sight off the table now.
Get the sight off the table. Now, a little bit awkward. There's no second spell.
Does not matter. Get that sight off the table.
I'm just thinking, is there anything? There's nothing Yoda can do to get a second spell this turn, so not going to matter. But get the sight off the board. D'Angelo, Houndmaster, the draw. HowdyDo had it early, but these draws have not cooperated. Both power and influence screwed right now. Just really can't do much. You know, Houndmaster a great card, but you don't really just want to play it out in this situation against a 1/5 with nothing doing. Here comes the Auto Tread going to hit, and the Houndmaster.
So Yoda gonna try and rebuild the board.
All right, this can give you a 4/4 here. Pause for Reflection, plus a Dazzle, Obstructive Flicker.
Okay, so how about we swing in again with the Conjurer?
Yeah.
Bait the opponent into an attack.
All right, we're gonna Dazzle first. We're gonna stun the Houndmaster.
And do what? Why are we stunning a Houndmaster?
I think it's just to get a 4/4. I think we're just gonna do that. Pause for Reflection, the Auto Tread. Use those two cards to get a 4/4. Here we go. Storm Dancer is down. Elemental hits the board, attacking with the Conjurer. 1 damage, but most importantly, got a 4/4. Now, it was kind of an expensive 4/4. It took 2 cards to do it, but it's still a 4/4 and slowed HowdyDo down even further. Another Amarok the draw, just really not cooperating for HowdyDo here.
Yeah, so Yoda is fortunate in that HowdyDo's deck is just not letting them play. Like, I suppose it's the downside when you're running a 3-faction aggro deck that sometimes you're just gonna choke. But when you're talking about simply missing 1 influence the whole game, that is rough. Yeah. My condolences to HowdyDo. But that was, I think, an unnecessarily expensive Sky Storm Dancer, because a combination of Obstructive Flicker and Pause for Reflection would have also gotten...
Yeah, just on the opponent's turn. Just pass it and then use these on the opponent's turn. Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
Although this has to be attacking or a spell, so if HowdyDo does nothing, you can't do that. But I guess if your opponent's doing nothing and passing the turn back, you're fine with that too.
Yep. Yeah. So remember when Yoda put the primal etchings into the market?
Mm-hmm.
Look at their hand. Look at their influence.
Yeah,
That could have been a Helio.
true. That is true.
Like maybe I overvalue her, and like I hate bottoming her. I hate putting her away. She's she's a market grab for me in almost every game because hey, if I'm going to be getting up to 7, 8 primal influence and my opponent's not dead, what'll decide the game if I'm not completely under the gun? Well, how about we draw 4 to 5 cards? And Yoda cut themselves off from that. So uh,
HowdyDo gonna use the power burst with the auto tread. I wonder if some combination of torch plus two ditching 2 cards will get rid of the
so,
conjurer.
so I wonder why they use the power burst instead of pitching it. Because one for the auto tread, one for the ping, and then the torch to take out the storm dancer.
Well,
Unless
that's
HowdyDo wants to
yeah.
take
I think
out
you want to take out
the
the conjurer. I think you want to take out the
right.
engine. So I think you got to use the power burst to go ping ping torch. And so you need 3 power. It's gonna empty HowdyDo's
So
hand essentially. It's a lot of resources to take care of this conjurer, but you kind of have to. It's gonna get punished with this flicker, but HowdyDo can't do anything about that. Still got to go for it. Smart
right,
though, I think smart to go for the torch first to sequence that, so that
yeah,
if it gets countered, you don't discard 2 cards.
yeah. And imagine discarding 2 cards just to get negated. That's the match right there. But Yoda, hey, there's a wump. The opponent just blew a torch.
Yeah, it can still die to the auto tread, but that's fine. Empty HowdyDo's hand to get rid of it. Yeah, still play it out
And
there.
there's the primal. There
There's the
is the primal.
primal. Okay, now does this change things at all? Because now this is going to be a undepleted banner. We're going to get primal. Sodi Spell Shaper we can't spellcraft, but we can play out both copies of the Amaroks.
So, what the play is, you ping the Wump twice, discard the Spell Shaper and an Amarok, deploy another Amarok, then you get a 4/4 Charger, and you grow the Amarok you played.
Okay, I like that. So you pitch out the Spell Shaper, so you lose that one, as well as the one of the 2 Amaroks, but then you still have 2 power and you still have an Amarok in hand, so I like that. It's a good play.
Yeah, this is a huge board develop. This is a huge tempo swing for HowdyDo if they see the line.
It is. The one problem, though, is HowdyDo is still not dealing with the Conjurer. Now, luckily for HowdyDo, Yoda really hasn't seen many spells to be able to create more 4/4s, but that Conjurer is definitely a late game engine. But like you said, you got to get the Wump off the board. That's priority number 1. That Wump
Right,
just ends the
right,
game if it flips, so you have to get rid of it.
right. No, that Wump ends the game if even if Yoda untaps because it's going to take out the the auto tread or the Houndmaster.
Yeah.
You can't allow Yoda to untap, let alone have it flip. So I think the hand is forced here from HowdyDo because they have no answer to the Wump besides taking pinging it death, and that's exactly what's going to
All right, yep,
happen.
and that's exactly what's going to happen.
So this has to be a quick draw, I think, because you need to attack through the exactly. You need to attack through the Sky Dancers, and now Yoda all of a sudden at death's door.
Oh, yeah, that's rough now for Yoda. How do you do at 20? Yeah, that Primal Influence really made a difference here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So now the question is, how do you close the game? Uh, I think the line here is ping ping. Use the auto tread to ping the conjurer,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think you swing. And then I'm not sure what the swing is. I know you want another dog. I'm not sure what units to send in. I think it has to be the auto tread and the hound. Get another hound and grow the Amarok. Because if you swing in the Amarok, it might get double blocked, I think. and then no, but then the Conjurer has to block.
All right, not
Oh,
attacking in with the
right,
auto
right.
threat, just attacking in with the 6/2, the 4, and the 2/4/4s, making another one thanks to the Houndmaster.
So I think you chump the Hurler has to chump the Amarok. No, no. Yeah, the Storm Dancer blocks and then there's the bounce. No, no, no. What needs to happen? Uh, no, I don't think that might have been the correct play, but
Another learned
oh,
imitator here, so this can become
not gonna do it.
it can
Not
become
gonna.
anything, but I don't think that's gonna do it.
I don't think anything does it. Like Wump doesn't do it. Uh, Gerald doesn't do it. Conjurer doesn't have any spells. This game's over. Yeah, you don't get summons from transformed units, and yeah, any two of these hit.
All right, and that's gonna do it. HowdyDo winning a long, long drawn out just as time was called. That was actually the 45-minute timer as well.
Wow.
All right, well, congratulations to HowdyDo. It was a complicated match. You know, we're shaking the rust off. New season, round number 1. Let's shake those plays off. But well done by HowdyDo. We're gonna take a break because I know that was a long